Don't make such a joke. A freshly made scarecrow was lifted onto the overpass by them. A bus cannot dodge. A direct rollover occurred. Immediately after, the following vehicles collided one after another. Blink of an eye, they created a supercar accident. Just as Jack was panicked, his cousin Leica had this expression on his face. Afterwards, they started to run wild. Jack has been scared out of his wits. The police learned the news, hurried to the scene quickly. After the two of them saw it, quickly ran into the small forest. They hid under a bridge hole. Police cars roaring past above. Jack questioned his cousin. Why do you do this? It's possible that someone has already died. But my cousin doesn't care. Say. Both of them acted together. If caught, you're also an accomplice. Here, Jack feels like the person in front of him is a madman. The news of today's car accident was broadcasted in the evening. Fortunately, no one died. Jack couldn't bear it in his heart. I want to tell my uncle about it. At this moment, my cousin came over and threatened him. If you want to stay here, just keep your mouth shut. Original. Jack's mother passed away not long ago. Father went abroad due to work. She can only be temporarily placed in foster care at her uncle's house. At first, he felt that this was a warm family, kind uncle and auntie, my childhood cousin, and a cute little sister. But until this night, Jack was awakened by a nightmare. Seeing the aunt passing by, she thought it was her deceased mother, holding her and crying. Auntie loves her, continuously whispering comfort. And this scene happened to be seen by my cousin. He didn't make a sound, just silently jealous in my heart. He thinks this boy stole his mother's love, and the relationship between my sister, Jack, is getting better and better. This completely ignited my cousin's jealousy. Unexpectedly, he had a murderous heart towards his own biological sister. One morning, Jack found that both his brother and sister had disappeared. I learned from my aunt that the two of them went to the ski resort very early. Jack feels like big things are not good. Hurry and run out quickly. My cousin and my sister were sliding rapidly on the ice. Just as my sister was happy, suddenly my cousin yanked me out. Brother and sister skating. Next second possible, did he throw his sister out of the safe zone? There's only a thin layer of ice here. The girl just stood up. Sudden rupture of the ice surface. The ice rink suddenly became a mess. Brother crawled over carefully, pretending to extend a hand. It's like trying to save my sister. But in fact he didn't even want to save people. My sister is constantly struggling in the water. My brother raised his hand indifferently and looked at her, slightly sinking. Fortunately, someone broke through the ice surface. That's how she was rescued. The girl was taken to the hospital. Fortunately, there is no danger to life. Now only Jack knows all of this. It was all done intentionally by cousin Leica. So he found his aunt and said something. But my aunt heard this. I feel unbelievable. You'll be there for you. Jack simply cannot understand a mother's love for her child. Night. My cousin quietly walked into the ward, looking at my sleeping sister. He even picked up the pillow, trying to kill my sister. Suddenly, the light came on. So my mom is still here. Mom asked him what exactly happened on the ice rink. My cousin is still talking. That was just an accident, and then nervously walked out of the ward. He watched his son leave behind him, suddenly remembered Jack's words. Jack is worried about his sister's safety. You have to take a look when you wake up in the middle of the night, afraid that he might be poisoned again. Late at night, Jack opens the refrigerator. My cousin, who was just looking for something to eat, suddenly appeared behind me. He had a sneer on his face. Let Jack eat and drink quickly. I just added a light to the food. Jack frantically poured it out, and at this point, but cousin Henry ran to his parents' room, called them out. Seeing strange behavior, Auntie thought he had a mental problem, just locked him in the room, and at this moment, my cousin was smiling and staring at them in the dark corner. My mother finally realized, wrong. Sometimes there's no need to kill someone to silence, just make others not believe his words. The next few days, he's getting even worse, continuously threatening Jack. Say, not only will they attack their younger sister, and he will also kill the whole family. Jack can't bear it anymore. Pick up the scissors on the table, knock her down with one hand. Unexpectedly, my uncle saw this scene. Jack jumped into the yellow river, couldn't wash it clearly, directly locked up in the room, walked to the window. Seeing my aunt come back, I thought I could be rescued. He saw his cousin walking towards the cliff with his aunt, excused wanting to have a good conversation with Mom. Jack realized that his aunt was in danger. Pick up the chair and smash the glass. The boy pushed his mother down the cliff with one hand. Fortunately, he grabbed a tree branch in the middle, but the son above has already prepared a big stone. He doesn't know why his son turned into this. Originally, the couple had a cute little son. One day 3 years ago, unfortunately, he drowned and died. Even his favorite little yellow duck has disappeared. I didn't expect to be hidden by my eldest son all along. He couldn't imagine if his eldest son had harmed his own younger brother. Mom asked him why the little yellow duck is here. Cousin didn't answer, just said with a cold expression, "Before I had a younger brother, this toy belongs to me." After one's words, with a fierce face, he rushed forward to snatch him, seize the toy, throw it into the well. Obviously, the death of my youngest son is really related to him. Original. The birth of the youngest son took away the mother's love. The boy felt aloof. He is extremely jealous, so he killed his younger brother. The bathtub is at a critical moment. Jack rushed out and knocked down his cousin. My mother also struggled to climb up. The two people who were fighting were about to fall off. They just hang in the air like this. But it's dragging on like this. No one can be saved. My son took the initiative to seek help. Looking at the scene before us, Mother really doesn't know how to make a choice. Jack's hand is about to break free. Finally, he decisively released his biological son's hand. Kind Jack was rescued by his aunt. They hugged and cried on the cliff. At this point, the body of my cousin had been engulfed by the flood. It's hard to imagine a mother making such a decision. Perhaps at the last moment. My cousin never expected my mother to give up on me. Okay. That's the end of this episode's story. Remember to pay attention to Xiao Kai in the film Wilderness. More exciting in the next issue.